I've never had a 9 to 5 job. I've never had anything that even slightly resembles a 9 to 5 job. My resume covers everything from truck stop waitress, backcountry caretaker, and massage therapist for the ultra rich. Now, there are a lot of reasons why I have never had a 9 to 5 job, but one of the biggest reasons is because of something that I do have, which is depression. Now, for those of you out there who can relate, you will know what I mean when I say that having and managing depression can be like a full-time job. The amount of time and energy that I put into keeping my head above water is a lot of time and energy that I could and probably should be putting into other things. So depression first appeared in my life when I was 15 years old, and my 15-year-old coping skills said, I know what you should do. Numb your damn self. So for the following 5 years, I drank a lot of Southern Comfort and smoked pretty much bales of marijuana. Now, when you spend the better half of 5 years pretty much drunk and stoned the whole time, some rather important things fall by the wayside, like actually going to school, or putting any good effort into your college applications. So I started to clean up my act a little bit when I was 20, largely because of a job that I did get, working seasonally in the Adirondack Mountains. Now, this started a 5-year love affair with seasonal work and myself. It was almost as if seasonal work and depression had this conversation. And seasonal work was like, hey, for 5 months, she's living outside with some pretty cool people, doing some really inspired things. Let me have her. And depression was like, okay, as long as I can have off season. And so I would have these amazing 5 months in the woods. And then during off season, when I would hike the long trail and get a menial job that got me a cheap ski pass, or literally live out of my car and drive cross country, if I needed to spend the entire weekend in bed with the covers over my head, so be it. If I had to cry the entire way to and from work, I just let the tears flow. And a couple years into this, I was like, I figured it out. This is how I'm going to live with depression. I'm going to work seasonally forever. Now, the thing about seasonal work is that, well, first of all, it's not super consistent. There's really no job advancement. It sure as hell does not pay very well. And I was never going to have health insurance. So that's why at 25, I found myself at massage school. Now, massage school was amazing for depression in me. Previous in my life, I'd either been numbing myself to depression or kind of doing this bargain dancing with depression. And massage school actually invited me to sit down with depression. Massage school asked me to actually look at it and try to befriend depression. And being in massage school seriously planted these seeds of healing that have been growing ever since. Now, being a massage therapist with depression is a bit of a double-edged sword. In one way, it is the perfect job for a depressed person, because when my client is face down on the table, they have no idea that I'm crying. I have learned to cry like Demi Moore style from The Ghost, like totally silently. They have no idea. And then when they're face up, there's these things called eye pillows. And I put them on my client, and they can't see. They cannot see that my eyebrows are so deeply furrowed and that my face is scrunched up in pain. And they have no way of knowing that there's this battle happening in my brain and this voice telling me that I am worthless, I am no good at anything that I do, and I do not deserve to take up space on this planet. So listen to what I just said. Who wants to get massaged by somebody who feels like that? I mean, really. And to me, this is actually the hardest and most exhausting part of having depression, is having to pretend that I don't have it. So I show up at my client's house, smiling, acting like I have my A game on, roaring and ready to go, when deep down I feel like a pile of shit on the inside. So a couple years after massage school, I went and studied to be a certified yoga instructor. And that, again, was awesome for depression in me. I spent a month on an ashram in the Bahamas, and yoga and my very amazing therapist sincerely have saved my life. And I'm not joking when I say this. Yoga, the philosophy, the asanas, the breath work, the meditation have all been one of the biggest things that why I'm still here today. And I love teaching yoga. I love teaching something that I believe in, that I'm passionate about, that I think is so helpful. But it's that double-edged sword, right? I love teaching yoga on the days where I feel good. On my bad days, I feel like the biggest fake and phony. And I am praying that I don't break down in tears and down dog. And I'm hoping that no one approaches me at the end of class looking for some sage advice because I'm the yoga teacher, when I'm thinking like, oh my God, I have nothing good to offer whatsoever. So this is the point of my story where I want to make one thing super clear. This is not a cry for help. Kevin, I love you, but I don't need your help. This is not a cry for help. Like I said, I first came down with depression when I was 15. I'm 42. And I am learning how not just to survive with depression, but how to thrive. So this might not look or sound pretty, but I've got this. And I've got to say that I do fantasize that there's some job out there where all of me, my light and my dark, could show up every day. Sometimes I pretend that maybe a bread baker. I think about being a bread baker, just me and my favorite podcast and a pile of dough. And if I am crying, the dough's not going to care. Or I love the idea of perhaps delivering mail. Earbuds in, good music. If I'm a mess on the inside, at least I'm outside, like walking it out. So to be very clear, this is not a cry for help. I just want to get up here and talk really honestly about something that still to this day, is not talked about enough. And I am 42 now. Health insurance would be nice. If anyone out there wants to offer me a job, 9 to 5-ish, I'm seated right there. Thank you.